What's up, ghosts? Jake here with another reaction. We've got Christopher Slinker from the Bone Patrol podcast with us here again, another regular on the show these days.
Hello. How's it going?
All right. Last time you and I reacted to scary videos that will haunt your dreams. This one is creature videos that are scary as heck. Are you ready for this,
yeah.
Christopher?
I don't know. The last one I lost sleep over, so this one might really do me in.
Did you look at yourself in the mirror like before you went to bed?
Yeah, I freaked myself out. I was like, ugh, gotta live with this guy.
Yeah, I can imagine. Are you ready?
Yeah.
The Creeper in the Corner. Now, this video is a bit of a mystery. It was uploaded by Reddit user Spuzz, who says that he found it on Instagram a few years back, but he isn't quite sure who originally posted it. I've looked into it myself, but I just can't seem to find the original source. So, anyway, in the video, a group of boys are investigating what seems to be an abandoned house. When they reach the basement, their exploration takes a terrifying turn.
I'm here. You starting the vlog? Okay. Yeah.
What the is down here?
There's a f***ing candle, bro. There's a candle. Is that a f***ing candle? Is that a f***ing candle? What the f*** is that thing? Oh, I want to see. What the f***? Fucking lights off. Fucking lights off, dude. Turn your f***ing lights off. What the shit?
Dude, these kids need to have their mouths washed out with soap. Something crawling towards them?
Wait, hold on your flashlight. What the f*** is that?
The boys find a lit candle in the basement. Then a bizarre hunched over pale figure seems to crawl out of the darkness.
Wait, you can't say the
When the boys finally
pale,
see the figure in their flashlight beam, it hisses at them, and they scream in terror and make a run for it.
I can't see. Wait, hold on your flashlight. What the f*** is that?
Now, what's even stranger about this video is that Reddit commenters pointed out that when the footage is brightened and slowed down, you can see that the figure only seems to have 3 fingers. But what do you think? Is this a creepy 3-fingered creature hiding in a dark basement? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide.
First impressions, what do you think of that?
It's definitely it's Raphael from the Ninja Turtles, 3 fingers and all.
He was pale though. I don't think he was quite green. Maybe he was like a dying Raphael.
Times have been rough, dude. When COVID hit, you can't get their pizza. New York in shambles.
Yeah, that would have been rough. I don't know. To me, the reaction of those kids sounded pretty legitimate. I think that they were actually scared. I don't know about the 3 fingers. I think that was just like a very easily could have been just like a regular hand. Even in the still frame that Nuke like paused on, I thought I could see like more than just 3 fingers.
Yeah, I don't know. They might have really been scared, but I feel like it could have also been like, have you ever seen the movie Super 8?
No.
Oh, it's like these kids and this alien creature, blah blah blah. Like, kids can act pretty good. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
They're capable. So it's hard to say with these ones because it seems, I don't know, it seems so easily just like dismissed to be like an art project or something, you know?
Yeah. It could just go either way, as like real or fake. In terms of like, was that like a weird creature? I don't know. It could have been. It sounded like it was hissing, right?
Yeah.
And did it have like, I can't really make out its face, but I feel like that just very easily could have been a regular person.
Sure.
And even if they were like jacked up on like some bath salts or something, I don't know. It to me, that very well could have been real, but I don't know how you go up proving that that's not like an art project, like you said. It seems like it very well could have been a person, even like somebody doing satanic rituals. I know people do that in like abandoned buildings and whatnot, but
yeah, the only thing that I feel like would give us good evidence to tell if it's real or fake or whatever is don't cut the video off right as they scream. Like, who quits recording? Like, I'm scared for my life, let me hit the pause button real quick, you know?
Yeah, surprisingly, I think a lot of people actually do that because it's a genuine I'm about to die reaction and they just kind of pull back. So I don't know if that's a good, because I think in actual instances, I think people really do that just out of instinct. They just stop, they grab their camera or their phone, and they stop recording and they run.
Usually they won't like record the situation, but do they pause it? That's the thing, is it pauses right as they scream. You know what I'm saying? Like the peak of like
pause?
the kids acting.
Crawler.
Yeah, just it cuts out. Like, as I've seen a lot of videos where people like freak out and they're not recording the situation anymore, but they like are running or like have it in their pocket or something.
Yeah.
Angered creature.
So I don't know. That's the part that gets me the most, is it's like, did the kids acting fall off right at that moment? So they're like, we got to cut it there, you know?
Yeah. If you had to give it a rating, whether this was set up or if these kids' reaction were real, what do you think? 0 to 10.
I mean, I think overall, like, quality of the video, that was a good 10, you know? Like,
Yeah.
It felt good. It was creepy. It was, you know, they
10
didn't,
means
like,
this is the most convincing paranormal evidence you've ever seen. Like that.
oh, I don't believe that it's real, but I don't know if I believe that any creatures like that are really wandering around, honestly.
So that's where
I think,
yeah, we differ on that, because I think there are probably like humans like that. I mean, have you ever
here's how I look at it, is there's some weirdos out there, but
Yeah.
like, I don't think it's like a creature. If it's anything, it's just a weird person.
Yeah.
We have to consider the framing of this so much. This is where, like, you have to realize, like, it's cinematic value. Like, they walk down the stairs, right in their line of sight is a chair with a candle on it. You know what I'm saying? It's probably just acting. So I give it a 10 on cinematic, a 1 on real creature, a 5 on crackhead.
I'll give it a 5 on crackhead.
Yeah.
I think my biggest concern is I want to know if I don't know if this is paranormal, like you said, but I want to know, like, if it's real, like if these kids were genuine. And I feel like I could give it a 5 for whether it's for being genuine. I can't dismiss it right off the bat just from what I saw, and I think if you looked into it more, you could maybe find more information about it. So I'm going to give it a 5. You're giving it a 5?
I'm giving it a 5 for crackhead.
5 for crackhead?
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right.
Maybe a 6 on bath salts.
Yeah, maybe. Hold on 1 second. I gotta interrupt this for a second.
You're good. Leviathan. Well, Jake's gone. Let me tell you something. His show's good and all, but like, if you want some real paranormal investigation, if you want the real juicy stuff, you're gonna have to stop over at Bone Patrol, because we really cover it. We dig up the graves. Hope he's back.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
You're good.
All right, so all right, 211.
Yeah.
Abuser Leviathan claims that he often hears the horrifying screeches of some unknown creature from the woods near his house. Usually the strange wails and moans are of no concern, as they seem to be coming from far away, deep in the woods. But one night, the screeches seem a bit closer. Leviathan decides to investigate, and it did not go well.
Have we discussed this one before, Christopher?
Yeah, we have.
Okay. I was just thinking, like, that last one, if those kids really did run into a dude on bath salts, like, they could have been, like, eaten.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
Their
but what...
faces would be gone.
Yeah, okay, so we have watched this one before.
Yeah, so
Some YouTube commenters with a belief in the supernatural claim that the creature is a, quote,
reached
crawler,
out to this guy.
being
Yeah.
To see if he wanted to tell me about it. And then, like, he never responded, and like 3 months later he like got back to me and he was like, yeah, just send me a message. And so I was like, okay. So I like went to his channel and his about and everything.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any contact information set up. I can't contact him, so I'm waiting another like 3 months to see if he'll get back with me again.
I hate it when that happens. So this was the YouTuber Leviathan, right?
Yeah, Leviathan. He has like 3 videos last time I checked, and they're all about this creature.
And you didn't get any good information from him?
Nope, he never got back to me again.
Was he like was he the original uploader of this video, or is he just like collecting videos like a lot of people do?
He posts it like it's his. He'll be like, his titles of his videos are like, can anyone tell me what this is? It's like, yeah, let me just flip out my cryptozoologist book real quick and identify that creature.
I'm inclined. Did he say where this was filmed?
I don't think so, but we can probably find his YouTube channel real quick and see if there's any.
For sure.
This video that we're watching from his YouTube channel is titled, I Heard This Creature Again. And then there's no description or anything. It was in 2020. And then he has 2 other videos. Would someone tell me what this is? And he said, we have been hearing chilling sounds from a barn and we have decided to investigate what we wow, okay. We decided to investigate what we seen lurking there was petrifying. Is there someone who is able to identify the creature? That was so hard to read for some reason.
So
Jeez.
It seems to me really well done. Like, it looks like something was actually physically there. I don't think this definitely wasn't edited in or anything like that. It looks like something was actually there, and in my opinion, it looks like the guy filming is genuinely afraid of it. I don't know for sure, but I think one of the conclusions that I spoke with you about forever ago when we talked about this was that it could be like a large bird with like mange, or like its feathers have fallen out or something like that.
Yeah. So I've actually been looking into visual effects stuff, so like motion tracking and stuff in school. And it's actually, the reason I bring this up is if you go to the still frame of when he has it in frame, the way it like kind of interacts with the light for that like couple of frames that he's got it somewhat in focus doesn't react naturally. So whatever it's made out of is like it's washed out, it's really reflective. So it's either the creature's like a bright white color or it's CGI, because it's really easy to actually like have something just set up and motion track to it. It's surprisingly easy.
So like I haven't done any of that. When you say set it up, like there's an obvious tree that it's kind of right behind. Could you could have it motion track next to that tree, let it just be there? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, essentially what you can do is, depending on the program you use, what it will essentially do is it will go through and place points in your video to kind of create like a 3D map.
Yeah,
so like it understands depth. So understands if something's in front or in back, it understands that depth. So then you can essentially go in and place something on that 3D map of the real world, and then it will interact with the depth. So if you here's another thing to consider now is a lot of the time you can just go on like these websites. Like there's this website called Sketchfab where people will upload their 3D models, and a lot of the time you can just download them for free. So he doesn't even have to necessarily make the CGI, he would just have to know how to track it in. So if he just had something set up in that position of that creature that he could attach it to essentially on his 3D map, it sounds difficult, but a lot of the time the program pretty much does it for you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are you just speculating, or are you seeing something about this that really makes you inclined to think that that's what it is?
The belief in the supernatural.
It looks like, so when you 3D model, you have to like render it and you have to add textures, materials. It just looks, the couple frames that you can actually see it doesn't look realistic. Like, have you ever watched a movie when the CGI, you see it and you're like, ooh, that's an eyesore, because it doesn't blend in with the real world? That's kind of how it looks in the few frames he has it fully brightened, is it just doesn't look real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, not the fact that like its body structure doesn't look real, because obviously it's a creature, but like whatever its skin or flesh is made out of is interacting pretty weird. Like, look
with
how bright it is compared to the trees next to it.
Yeah.
And the rock it's even standing on.
That very well could be. From my point of view, I really would like to start dabbling in that like 3D animation and whatnot a lot more, so I could have a better eye for these things. So that could be very like what this is. I'm just, from my point of view, I'm not entirely convinced that is what it is, and it's not necessarily something actually there. Especially if this was like in the backwoods of like Russia somewhere. They have all sorts of weird things out there. I have no idea. That being said, I want to actually look at this even more in depth. So I am gonna just put this at a 5 so I can put this on my list of things to investigate further. In terms of whether you think that this is a genuine experience caught on camera, what do you rate it?
I think just because the fact that it's so washed out and nothing else around it is, it's going to be pretty low, like a 2, honestly.
Okay.
Just because of that. If it is real, I would have to agree, like it's just some sort of gnarly, mangled creature or something, because nothing about it really fully resembles like a human type creature, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, that's good to know.
Creepy Christmas. A family in northern Minnesota is celebrating Christmas.
I'm already interested.
As one of the family members films, out the window she spots something strange in the distance, moving along the tree line. The family members head out into the snow to investigate.
Oh my god. Did you see that?
Stay here, Rip. You stay here.
I'm gonna get closer. I don't know. You guys hear it?
Can you actually hear it? I don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything
dog.
either.
Oh, there it is, right over there.
Oh my god.
Oh, do you see it?
Yeah,
It's a little large.
that's
Hominid.
like mini Bigfoot.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We better get back inside, guys.
Like if someone hit Bigfoot
The
with
family
a
dog, a
comedically
little
large
Jack
hammer,
Russell Terrier,
stunted
seems
his
to be
growth.
particularly freaked out by the mysterious dark figure. It charges out into the woods in pursuit, only to come running back seconds later in abject terror.
We're real scared of them.
The footage was posted to a YouTube channel that mainly focuses on cars and weapons, so very little information was provided about the family in the video. Some YouTube commenters believe the creature to be a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot. But what do you think? Is this real footage of a Bigfoot caught on camera? And if not, why does it seem to absolutely terrify that little dog? All
First thoughts on that? What do you think?
I think out of all of them, this one, like reaction wise, was the most convincing to me. Like dogs barking, the dog's scared.
It's
like,
hard
you
to
can
fake
train
scared dogs.
but,
Yeah.
But like you would need to have a trained dog for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But once again, my biggest thing is like the cinematic value to it is so like the moment they happen to look out the window, this creature disappears behind the shed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to with this one, but at the same time, it's like, how lucky are you? You got this beautiful shot that feels like it's in a movie, you know?
These Bigfoot ones, they're so hard because unless you have pretty clear shots of it, it's so easy to just get somebody out there in a suit. And I have enough Bigfoot videos kind of lined up that I am trying to deep dive and look into that this isn't enough for me. I feel like the most you could do in this instance is try to get like a height. If you could like zoom in and like figure out the height of the trees and compare it to like how tall this thing is. If you could figure out how tall it is, then you can go somewhere with it. Like if it's like 7 foot or more, then it's like that would be hard to be a costume, like somebody standing on stilts or whatever. But like unless you can actually get like a good height on it, I'm not really invested in this video. It's just a dark figure walking through the woods. And the dog, it's always interesting when other animals get involved, just because like you said, dogs are going to have genuine reactions.
Sure.
I don't really want to spend energy trying to see if that is a real Bigfoot. So I'm going to give it like it might be, but I'm going to give it like a 4. So it's going to be high on my list of that doesn't actually make it on my list.
Yeah, I think I'm about the same as a 4. I was thinking about it as you were talking about it, and yeah, it's hard to get a dog to react. But I remember my dog.
I did about the family.
If you wore a hat around it, it didn't recognize what you were.
Yeah.
Like, it would freak out and bark at you. So it's like, I guess if you had your friend wearing a Bigfoot costume, and that dog's like not one to be scared of either. Like it's going to be more scared of a random creature. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the fact that it came back too, it's like, so yeah, I think a 4. before is proper, just because there's not enough evidence, like you said, to be like, it's real or not real, but it's really good footage nonetheless.
Yeah, to be clear, I am a big Bigfoot person. I think they're out there. I think they're real. And so if I get enough people in the comments talking about this and want me to like kind of look at that further, I'll definitely bump it up to a 5 and put it on my list of things to investigate. But for right now, I'm not going to spend energy on it. Just the initial look of it isn't enough for me at this point. So
Fair enough.
go.
Gwendolyn Severite and her husband live in a small tribal village in Saskatchewan, Canada. One night, they go outside to try to scare some annoying stray tomcats off their property with a spotlight. But instead, they find something truly bizarre. Gwendolyn takes out her phone and starts recording.
Whoa.
It looked like a baby.
Yeah, it did.
How is that? Turn the light on. Turn the light on again.
There's like a little home. Do you see that? Like a little doghouse?
The doghouse off to the left?
Yeah.
Turn the light off again.
If they turn it back on, it's there again. No, okay.
If they turn it on and it's really close, I'm calling fake.
It's like right there.
I'm doing it right now.
It's like behind the car. So that's a cat there, right? Like on the left.
There was something sitting there, but it looked like just
Now,
like
the
an
native
animal,
tribal lands where
you know?
Gwendolyn lives have many stories and lore about so-called, quote, little people. When looking back
was
at
a
the
baby.
footage, whatever they captured appears to be a small creature,
Dude,
but with
it looks
human-like
like baby
arms and
Bigfoot.
hands. So, is this footage of little gnome-like people? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. Return.
One thing I'll say right now is, regardless if it's fake or not, that shadow cast by it is really well done.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up too. The shadow. I know it's really hard to get the shadows right, like the lighting and everything like that. Faking something like that. To me, that seems like it was really something there. I don't know if baby Bigfoot. That would be kind of weird. I feel like even like infant Bigfoots would be bigger than that though, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's one thing that is worth considering here is that it, like you mentioned, the shadow and the lighting is really well done. So like when I was talking about the other video, how it was so washed out and nothing else was washed out, this does not do that at all. This is like the edge of that rock or whatever is washed out, and same with the white part of its face.
Oh my
so like
gosh.
it's properly washed out. Its light is cast properly. Usually when people are doing visual effects, there's a team for just lighting to get it right. So for someone to be able to just like do that really good on their own, they have to be really skilled. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And it doesn't
So
seem...
I think you're right that it's there, you know?
It looks like there's 2 of them as well. If you look early on, it looks like there's 2 of them. Oh my gosh. That looks like a real creature.
This one is too. This is the problem with these videos, is I want like a link to it, or like an article, or like something about the people who recorded, you know? Yeah, I see what you're saying. Really early on, it looks like when they first turn the light on, something ducks back and then the little thing peeks out.
Yeah.
Turn the light on. Turn the light on again.
And then there it is again. I don't... Unless you have, like you said, a team working on the lighting, something is physically there. Something is actually behind the rock. Okay, so I think something is physically there. So let's say something is really behind the rock and they are having a genuine reaction. Could it be like their friends or something like that pulling a prank on them?
I mean, I think it very well could, even though like I'm ruling out visual effects, but it very well could be like a practical effect where it's like a tangible physical thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that they're using like a puppeteering something. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like you mentioned, something bigger in the first time they look ducks back behind and then that sticks out. Like it could be somebody like getting out of the shot and putting their puppeteered thing out, and then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think, like I mentioned, it's small enough I don't think they should be scared of it, and you would stop, but I don't think it would stop you from like going around the rock to look.
That is a strange thing because I definitely would. I would run up to the rock and look, and it doesn't seem
or
like.
like
Yeah, that's
get in
actually a
the
big
car
point.
and drive around it.
I know that's actually a big point, kind of against this. It's like they should have more footage, right? Like they should have more footage of them going over and exploring behind the rock. Unless they were afraid, they would go over to the rock, and it doesn't seem like they're that afraid. And it seems like that rock is just poking up out in the middle of like there's nothing else like around it, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's that little doghouse thing. Something comes out of the doghouse. Did you see that?
I didn't know.
You can hear him whistle, and then the camera starts to move to the right. It starts panning to the right, and on the left, you can see something come out. Oh, it's that cat thing.
Oh, yeah, it's the cat. It's kind of like brush and underbrush behind that rock, so that if maybe something could have like scurried away through the brush. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my problem with a lot of these videos. It's like, why would you just cut it right at the most intense part? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, especially in this one, like, why wouldn't you just go around and look?
Maybe it's just, maybe they're already spooked and it's just really late at night. So like, there was kind of a similar rock. I spent some time at a big house in the middle of a giant field out in the middle of nowhere, and there was kind of a big rock out there as well. And I would just like look from the garage, and if I'm trying to put myself in that situation, if it was like 3 a.m. and I was just kind of like by myself, but it looks like they're not by themselves. It really is spooky to like run out if you're in the middle of nowhere, even out to the end of your driveway. So maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna give this a 6. I'm gonna give them the benefit of doubt, give them a 6, get it on my list, and dive into this a little bit further.
I think I'm gonna do like another 4.
Okay.
I think they're already driving through the dirt. Get in your car and drive over if you're scared, because it's so small. Just run it over if you're freaked out.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm giving it a 4, but then I'm gonna match you and give it 6 points if you hit it with your car.
6 points. An extra 10 if you hit the cat. No,
Yeah, that's
don't
fair.
no animal cruelty on this show. I don't hate cats. It's fine.
Return to the water. In the Philippines, 5 young friends vlog about their day as they fish on the Busay River. Without even noticing, they catch something chilling.
Temi karon sa Busay, among buhaton karon managa me. Mo ni sa ang Busay. Sige, pailahila pud mo mga amigo. Ako nga pala si Justin, wala si John.
It was a naked dude.
Mo ni among kuan para managa me. Tagtatata. Tara, kami.
I saw something just out of the corner of my eye. What happened?
This little dude comes running behind them and jumps in a hole, like to the river. I'm assuming that's why it's called Return to the River.
Uh-huh.
But it just looks like a naked dude.
Did you see it? In the background, no more than 15 feet away, a coal-like figure seems to run towards the river and then simply disappear out of sight.
Naked dude.
What?
Sight. Seems to run towards the. In the background, no more than 15 feet away, a coal-like figure seems to run.
That is. At first, I thought it was just pitch black, like there was no color to it, but you can tell like it has like skin color to it. It's just like in the shadows.
Yeah, it's
The river.
just like a naked
And then
dude.
simply.
Oh my gosh! That's
That's scarier than a creature.
and then it's like jumping down.
Yeah, looks like it. So like it goes to that clip where the kids are playing on that like makeshift bridge, and then one of them jumps into down by the
Yeah.
river. It looks like it jumps down in like an area like that.
Dude, so
Did you see it? In the background,
This
no
could
more than
be-
15 feet away, a coal-like figure seems to run toward.
this could be like one of two things. Like that could literally just somebody from the tribe, like a human or whatever. So I posted a video recently about three cryptids that you haven't heard of. I talk about Homo floresiensis in that one, and there's a
small people.
Yeah, so there's another video I showed in that video. There is another video out there where these guys are driving dirt bikes through like Indonesia, or that area where this Homo floresiensis is said to be. And something like that runs out in front of them, and one of the guys on the bikes falls over to try to avoid from hitting it, and it just runs down the path, and it's literally carrying a spear, and it runs around the corner, and one of the guys on the bike chases after it, and he sees it run into the underbrush, and it just disappears. And it's a pretty human being. That's what it looked like. But that's what this reminds me of totally. And I am a believer in, so there are small like pygmy tribes, right? But they're still considered human, like they're Homo sapien. Like, I think there are other species of human still living on this planet, and they just, similar to Bigfoot, they're really good at avoiding us. And I think this is incredible footage to me. I mean, obviously it could just be a human, like a naked dude running through, but I don't know. To me, this is pretty significant footage. I'm gonna give this like an 8.
Okay, not bad. That's pretty high. Okay, I'm gonna hit you with some facts here.
Hit me with some facts.
The average height of a Filipino man is 5'4". How tall are you, Jake?
I'm 6'2".
Yeah, I'm like 6'1".
In the background, no more than 15 feet away, a coal block.
Our perception of a small individual is probably a little skewed because
figure seems to
around this area, I feel like most people are at least 5'10" to 6 foot if they're males.
And these are children.
These are children, and then the average adult male height for the Philippines is 5'4". I'm gonna give this a 1 on being like an actual scary creature, but I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 on streaking.
How can you give it a 10 out of 10 when you don't even see anything?
I mean,
streaking points, I'm giving like a 3. I feel like it tried and failed.
Well, we see it. They don't see it. If they saw it, then I think it's a 10 out of 10 for a felony and going to jail because they're children.
Towards the river, and then simply...
My 8 is based on the fact that I really do believe maybe it's a wild man, maybe it is a human, but it's just a wild man. But
yeah,
this is definitely going on my list to investigate further. I'm gonna dive into where this video came from and zoom in on that creature and enhance the footage, see if we can make out any other details. And
yeah,
I'm sticking
this one's nice.
I'm sticking with my 8
because it has like the It's Me Master Mask YouTube channel attached to it, so you can actually go watch it, so you don't have to do too much digging to find the channel. At least
sounds good. I think it's great footage. So Corey Davis, one of my subscribers, recommended this clip right here for me to react to. So I have seen this one before.
Only a yard away. Shanique Legacy from Fort Pierce, Florida was looking out into his backyard when he saw something move. Thinking it was some stranger skulking around his house, he grabbed his phone and took a quick picture. Later, when he looks back at the photo, he's shocked by what he thinks he's captured. You see, Shanique believes the dark shape lurking in his backyard bushes is a werewolf. So anyway, still reeling from the terrifying encounter, he grabs his phone and starts a live broadcast on Facebook. He explains to his friends what he has just witnessed, and also shares his rather unique take on the experience.
If that was a wild dog, that was a huge ass wild dog.
That is a massive dog. That thing is almost as big as a tree.
Man. I don't know what going on, y'all. I'm so freaked out right now. So I went back and, re-looked at the pictures again and zoomed in on them. And I promise you, dog, it looked like a werewolf or something was staring at me, was literally looking dead at me, looking right at me, got me at the one eye, just looking at my ass, one eye on me, looking at me.
Now, at first, Shanique's live broadcast may seem like a hoax or even a comedy bit, but during the live stream, Shanique heads over to his backyard door. He intends to show his live stream viewers where the creature was standing, but instead, he captures this.
That's my backyard. I'm zooming in a little piece. This is the exact spot that I just... I really don't know what the going on, man. On some real ass, this ain't no joking ass, dog. Man, I swear to God, I don't
I'm
know
glad
what
Nuke
going on, but
censored all this, because I wasn't going to censor all
freaked
this.
out right now. Y'all.
I
Hell no,
love
I
his
ain't finna open up
reaction
that
when that thing runs
again.
across the screen.
Hell no, you ain't just seen that.
That sound he makes.
I know I ain't the only one just seen that dog. Hell no. Hell to the mother. No.
I
Hell
love
no.
that.
A strange transparent shape seems to
Keep
quickly
watching.
dart across Shanique's backyard. His live stream viewers believe that the figure could be anything from a supernatural wolf-like
so
creature
good.
to an evil demonic entity. As for
He's
Shanique,
genuinely freaked out, you know?
he says he is terrified and claims he has
There's a question
seen
there.
and
I
continues
want
to see a scary.
the footage from before, because he like takes a photo and it looks like someone's shining their flashlight around out there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, what is that? They don't talk about that. It looks like someone's like walking through the woods with a flashlight, and that my initial thought from that picture was like that was just a refraction of light from like the leaves and off the tree, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's what you're seeing to cause that shape. And it looks cool. I thought it looked like a massive like creepy bat head or something.
That photo of that bat head that you're talking about, to me, that looks like a case of pareidolia. It looks like a tree branch, and the leaves reflecting the light in weird ways.
No, for sure. Because you can actually, so you can see, so there's the bat head, and then the left side from our side, the left side, where you can see the eye, that tree next to it. You can actually see the highlight of what I thought was someone shining a flashlight against the tree. You see what I'm talking about? There's like that thin stripe on the tree that looks like a highlight of, because I thought someone was just shining a flashlight around in there.
I saw somebody shining a flashlight, but what timestamp are you at right now? Yeah, there's a little white strip on the tree. You think that's from the flashlight?
I mean, my guess is if someone's shining a flashlight, that's what that is. It has a reoccurrence up above, so if you follow that same trunk all the way up, that means someone's got like a really wide beam flashlight. If that's, I don't know, because I don't really show the footage before, and you can see like diagonally left below that tree trunk, there's a little bright light too that kind of matches the same look as the eye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of want to see that early footage, like not just kind of skim past it. But they don't have it.
My overall impression of this is that maybe he did see something out there. I don't think that's a werewolf standing there. I don't think that's an animal. I think that's just light shining off of the trees in weird ways. And then in terms of that wispy thing that goes by, I don't really know what that could be. A lot of times when you see those wispy things, it's like hair kind of falling in front of the camera. But that didn't necessarily look like hair though, did it? Like it felt like it had a consistent arch to it, right?
Yeah. I'm watching it again in slow motion, and like it does kind of just appear, which is bizarre. You know what I'm saying? Like it just appears, but you can see like it takes one big footstep. I feel like
it's walking.
Kind of. You can kind of like if you think about like its height and everything, it looks like it's the proper height from that massive dog thing, if that's what that was. Because if that was a werewolf out there, that thing's like freaking 8 feet tall. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
like it was really far up the side of that tree.
And I think I'm not entirely convinced that this is like a dog person or a werewolf. But for you, Corey, dude, I'm gonna give this a 5. And I'm going to dive into it and see if we can't figure out what this is more.
I think I'm going to give it like a 5 or a 6 on how like genuine he was, believing that it's like a dog man out there. I'm giving it like a 2 or a 3. Because the more I watch that video over and over again, it's really tall and lanky. That wolf's head that he captures and is like this, its head is alone is massive. So there's no way its scrawny body could support that 200-pound head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm excited to get that into like Premiere and play with some settings to see if I can't. That's always the most exciting thing, is when you have like a video, like blurry image, and then you can start tweaking with it and you can start pulling out new detail. And it's like, oh my gosh, there was actually something running across there. I don't know, but so yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'll put that on my list. I think we're just gonna call it there. I think that's the end of the video anyway, but I just want to say thanks for jumping on the call last minute. I just sent out a text just right before this, and Christopher jumped on, so I appreciate that. I always enjoy doing this with somebody else. So
fair enough. It gets kind of creepy when you're by yourself.
Do you have any projects or anything you want to shout out? Just your Bone Patrol podcast, same as usual?
Yeah, just the podcast. We're working on that. Nothing really right now, just because school. Other than we're trying to do like every couple weeks, in a podcast episode out.
Yeah, for sure. That's really cool. How's your switching degrees to paranormal law firm lawyer? How is that turning out for you?
It's good. I'm working on my thesis right now on naked streaker or creepy creature.
I'm looking forward to seeing that video.
But no, yeah, I mean, it pays better than animation, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Beetlejuice needs a lawyer.
All right, dude. I'm gonna let you go. I think I'm gonna get I'm gonna eat dinner.
Sounds good.
Thanks again. Take care, man.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.